Hello everyone. So this has nothing to do with K-pop, as I can imagine you can probably understand based off of the title. I haven't decided how I'm going to title it yet, but I just thought it would be kind of fun for me to just go through everything that's in my non-K-pop collection. So I tend to come in and out of collecting K-pop things. When I wasn't collecting K-pop, I actually started collecting other things called fandom zines. And basically, I just started collecting anime merch and merch of my other favorite media. I've collected a bit over the years, but I think sooner or later I'm gonna have to start letting some of them go. So I will just be showing you what I have, and then I'm gonna see if I can trade some of these items. Maybe not for other K-pop things, but maybe just for more functional merchandise. For example, I'm really into post-it notes and notepads. So, according to how zine merch collecting works. Maybe other people have notepads that I would like that they would like to trade for a button for a keychain. So, honestly, collecting zine merchandise was one of the reasons why I got back into collecting K-pop, because some of the stuff was low-key expensive. So this is a Jujutsu Kaisen print from a zine I have previously. I actually don't have some of these zines. So the zines themselves, it's usually a bound book of fan art and fan fiction. I'm not too interested in that for the most part. I'm actually more interested in the physical merch that it comes with, so that tends to be the stickers or the postcards or Polaroid prints that a lot of them are sold with. This is more Jujutsu Kaisen. Here are some notepad samples that I took out. This is for Haikyuu, which is one of my favorite animes ever. More Haikyuu. This is for Atsukita, which is a ship zine between Atsumu and Kita. They're a pretty small ship. I'm pretty sure the entire thing had less than like 300 fanfictions on AO3, but somehow the zine was somewhat successful, I would say. More Kita things. And then this is some stuff from a Kirby planner that I had. I did sell the planner because I realized that I wasn't too into planners then, but I got back into using planners this year, so unfortunately it was a little premature of me to start selling my items back then, but totally fine. This is stuff from my Iwaizumi zine. He is my favorite character of all time. And June was always like a pretty fun month for me because it was the month where I had a few friends' birthdays, as well as his birthday, Haechan's birthday, and the other one who shall not be named. Here is some more Haikyuu merch. This is a cosplayer, some stickers, and postcards. Yeah, don't ask me why I don't use stickers. I really should. I think it's more of like an object permanent sort of thing. Even when people send me sticker freebies, I tend to not use them, and I either regift them or I just stick them in a book like this. Here's some more zine merch. I end up with a lot of extra zine merch sometimes, so I actually just decide to trade them online. I don't know who this is or what it's of, but it's very beautiful. Honestly, so gorgeous. I don't think I'm going to get rid of them anytime soon. But some more Haikyuu merch. A pretty sticker sheet with foils. That was probably extremely expensive to produce. And now we're getting into the One Piece section. So this page over here is all One Piece stuff. This is Hades. This is a cookbook zine. Haven't used any of the recipes in there. I'm not too interested. And then these two I think were just freebies I received, but they're also very pretty. Some more stickers and prints. This is a fun zine. This is a zine about One Piece men, as you can see. And here were two stickers that my friend got me from Japan, and then some more freebies that I received. So that's enough of this book. I don't know if I'm gonna downsize some of this because it's paper merch. It doesn't really take up a lot of space. They're not like my photo cards that take up 4 binders, but this is the thing that does take up space. Look at how thick this thing is. I'm just gonna pour everything out, and then we're gonna try to go through everything. I'm not gonna take out the things that I want to trade now because I think a lot of these things are not duplicates, so I only have one of everything. I'm probably gonna ask my friends if they want anything first, and then after that I'll probably just put the rest online to sell. But here we go. You can hear some things hit the ground. No big deal. Some random pin backs that I think is probably quite dangerous. Just a tiny box full of things. So here I have I think this is a bandana, or there was a name for this, but this was from a Hades zine, and I think this is one of those things that you can technically wrap a lunchbox or like a bento in. I've actually never opened it before in my life. This is my first time opening it. As you can tell, I don't really use a lot of the merch that I have. I just kind of keep and collect it. So it is very beautiful. I don't know if I'll ever actually use it. I just think it's one of those things that's not too functional, but maybe, well, no, I take that back. It is definitely functional. It's a cotton material, so maybe it's kind of like a dishcloth. Either way, I have two of them. I do have the bandana that I was talking about, but I think those are actually being used, so they're somewhere around my house. Okay. And then now we're going to start going through some of the merch. Here we have a clip, a little claw clip. I think this is probably for recipes. It's definitely for use in the kitchen from Hades. I'm gonna try to go through, actually no, I take it back. I can't go through everything by fandom because it's just gonna be a little too messed up, but here is an Iwaizumi pin that a friend previously bought me. We are, like, one of the reasons why I'm kind of sentimental going through everything and why I'm a sentimental in general is that a lot of these projects are ones that I was personally involved in, and some of these that I've mentioned that were gifts, I am no longer friends with the people who have given these things to me. So I think even if I'm no longer a part of that fandom anymore, I think it's just very sentimental for me to want to stay and keep some of these items just because it'll remind me of the people who gifted them to me or the experiences that I've had. So here are some more of those prints. As you can tell, there's a gold foil, which is very fun. Everyone is incredibly Dilfy in this. Some of those sticker sheets. Man, I love stickers. I don't ever use them, but they're nice to have. Some postcards. These I think are supposed to be like recipe cards. Never going to use them because, once again, the quality is really nice. I think I would rather just keep them. Maybe I'll use them as like a postcard to send to a friend. Who knows? I actually don't know anyone who uses postcards as something they mail. It's usually just something that they keep. So Iwaizumi pin, going back in. This is a beer bottle opener. An incredibly fun piece of merch. I really like this. I don't drink alcohol at all, so once again, I have no use for this, but it's fun to have. It's definitely one of the more unique pieces of merch that I have. I visited Disneyland, got this pin. This is definitely more sentimental than it is just merch. Another enamel pin, if this chooses to focus. If not, fine. Not associated with any zine or fandom, just some fun thing that I have. Empty bag. This is Dawan from SF9. Surprised that people actually give out really expensive things for freebies. I definitely got this as a freebie from the SF9 concert. This is some more Haikyuu pins. This is pretty funny. This is an Atsukita pin. There is another one that's technically like the exact opposite. So these are super cute as a series. I should have extras of those. Here is an only one of pin. The thing is though is that like I have a lot of these pins and I don't really know how to display them. So that's why they're all just kind of in a box like this. I imagine I can probably get like a tarp or some sort of tapestry to attach them all on. I imagine that'd be pretty nice. I got this as a gift from my college roommate because she went to an anime con and saw this and thought of me. We haven't talked since college, so obviously this is another sentimental item. This is a Jujutsu Kaisen pin. I found the other one. It's right here. Pretty funny. I also don't want to get rid of these either. This is another Disneyland pin that has my name on it, so I'm going to throw this down and then slap something on top of it. Here is another one of the beer bottle openers. So now at this point, I know that this is something that I can either resell or give to a friend, but, you know, I'm going to re-gift things first if I can. Here is a little Disney pin. Oops. I definitely collected Disney enamel pins before. I gotta find that. For some reason, when I went to Disney World the first time, I definitely know that I was one of those people who collected all the pins and went around asking for signatures from the princesses, but now I don't know where that is. I have a picture of it in my mind. I also don't throw anything out, so it should be here, honestly. Here are some more pins from a One Piece villain zine, although, yeah, I guess you can say that they're villains, maybe / mildly antagonistic. This was a Captain America and Iron Man ship zine pin. I won this in a giveaway. I had these attached to one of my canvas bags, but I don't know what it is with canvas bags and enamel pins, but all the rubber backs fell off, so having me put it in my box like that is, I guess, kind of dangerous, but at the same time, I'm the only one sticking my hand in there, so it should be fine. This is another pin. This is an Iwaizumi pin. Let's see, I have the Oikawa one here. This is a gift from a friend. Another example of how I'm gifted a lot of things by friends who I'm no longer friends with. She was best friends with my ex, of who I am no longer with, so naturally she and I don't have much of a relationship anymore. But still gonna keep this. Looks like some of the backs, or this back is wrong, but that's okay. If I was a less sentimental person, I definitely wouldn't be into collecting merch in the first place, so I'm almost wondering, like, I wish I could not be into collecting. This is a CIX pin that I bought for $5 US, including shipping, which is crazy because I imagine the shipping price was probably around $5, so the seller was definitely losing money on this. But I went to this tour. This is also one of my favorite songs. I also have that light stick. It's a beautiful pin. If I can find the manufacturer or the creator again, I would probably buy more from them because it's honestly really beautiful. This is a cute shaker charm. You can't really tell, but inside it's kind of like a mochi donut, and then when you shake it around, there are things that rumble around. Okay, so I do have another one, so that means I'm comfortable opening this one. Also from Haikyuu, I believe. I think. I really can't tell. It looks like it. Sometimes people's art styles are a little too varied for me to actually figure out. This is a standee. I have the actual standee behind me. Let me grab it. This is probably more of like a ship standee. I'm not too interested in these ships. This is from Haikyuu, so I'm probably going to try to sell this. This is another One Piece keychain. I will open this up. Cute. As you can tell, I've never used it because the plastic backing is still on. This was another zine that I was involved in, so I don't really want to sell it, even though I'm not really too jazzed about the art. This is an Avatar: The Last Airbender pin. This one was really funny because I bought this at a blind bag through a con. So there are 4 elements in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I really like the Fire Nation, and the blind bag came with 3 pins. Guess which nation the blind bag didn't come with. So, ever since then, I've just been giving these out to my friends for birthdays and stuff. This is another Haikyuu pin. I think I got this in a trade. So this is pretty nice. And enamel pin's pretty. This is a one piece. Probably had to do with that DILFs thing. More pins. Individually wrapped, which I think is kind of crazy. Looks like I have a duplicate of that. This is an Kita pin. He's actually one of my favorite characters from Haikyuu, even though he's probably only in like one volume. Here is a Jujutsu Kaisen pin. Let me just grab some duplicates as I see them and bring them in. Another shaker charm. Another Jujutsu Kaisen pin. This is a Haikyuu pin. I have a matching one, or a corresponding one with one of my friends, just because these pins are really cheap. I don't know if she uses it. I haven't asked. This was a pin received from one of the SF9 fan kits. This is another pin. Never gonna use this, obviously. Another pin. I think I have a matching one because I gave this to someone recently. Is this the same one? Yes, this is the same exact one. I have the matching one that turns out I didn't give to someone. Are these all the same? Okay, I do have 3 of the same. Don't know why I ended up with 3. It was probably one of those buy one get one free kind of things. Went to Mount Fuji on vacation many years ago. This is another small fun one. I think this is something that my parents gave me. I think this is some K-pop stuff. So this looks like an NCT sort of pin. And then this I think is a BTS pin. I think I also received these as freebies from a friend. This is a Infinite Sungjong pin. I think that's his birthday. Here are some more buttons that I received as a trade. These are also really cute. I haven't taken them out, so they've just been separated from the glue. And it looks like they're like covered in cloth. So I might use those, who knows. Another NCT pin. I think I had this on one of my bags. I just took it off recently. This is Hanamaki from Haikyuu. I had a series of these. I don't know where the other ones are. I have 3 of these. I had him, Matsukawa, and Oikawa. I don't know where the other 2 are. There's another shaker charm on the inside that you can kind of see. It's supposed to be from Jujutsu Kaisen. I actually have one that I think broke, so I don't know where it is right now actually. But I do locally have an extra one that I received through a trade. And that is Iwaizumi, one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna put this to the side because it takes up too much space. Some more Hades merchandise. This is a Sungyo pin from a fan site. This is another little phone thing from probably Taiwan or Japan. And then some more stuff. This is like a little squishy charm, like a pillow charm. This is really funny. This is a boob charm. I will never use this ever, but as you can tell, someone out there has an incredible sense of humor. I have this already. This is a one-piece charm. Same with this one. Also same as this one. And then this is a Haikyuu pin, sorry, a Haikyuu charm. And then this is also another Haikyuu charm. And this is the same Haikyuu charm. Let me actually just open these for fun. This is actually really pretty. So that was that one. I might keep that one. This is a Perona charm, which also looks very cute. So I know I'm going to keep this one. Double-sided. This looks like Crocodile from One Piece. It is also double-sided. This is an Atsukita charm. This looks like the only one that I have for this, so I probably won't ever use or sell this. Very cute. And then last I have those two Haikyuu charms. I have two of these so I can give one or sell one and then see what happens together. Also cute. And then I also have this, what is this called? Lanyard. I will never use this. I don't know where in the world I can possibly use this and have it be appropriate. Hold on, it's tangled. But it's funny. There's certainly like a level of irony with it. The colors are a little off from what I remember. I think it's a lot darker than it should be. But I appreciate it for what it is, even though it will never see the light of day. So that is all of my non-K-pop fandom merch. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it just yet. Oh, this is that bandana I was talking about. So yeah, lots of non-K-pop fandom merch. It doesn't take up that much space compared to all of my binders. But you know, I just get a little overwhelmed with having all this stuff. So we'll see what I can do with it, and then hopefully I can get some trades for other things that I might want to actually make room in my collection for. That is everything. Thank you for listening to my palette cleanser.